Hello everybody, finalKenpachi here. Welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video, guys. In this video, we are gonna take a look the new upcoming champion, guys. I'm gonna show you guys their skill, their ability. We are gonna talk about them quickly. Are they good? Is there anything worth it, to open your chart? Because probably one of them gonna be next guarantee champion, guys, and probably we are gonna see 15x or whatever x or maybe deck of fate event stuff like that about them. Pilgrim usually doing that recently. So there is gonna be mythical champion, new mythical champion, guys, void legendary champion, unity champion, normal legendary champion, rare champion, epic champion. So video gonna be very long if I keep talking like that. Let's just jump the video. First champion is the rare void affinity, guys, defense type, and from the lizardman, rare champion. Okay, just gonna talk about them quickly. Attack when enemy, place a 25% increase accuracy buff on this champion for 2 turns. Okay, attack an enemy has 50% after you book, guys, 75% chance of placing provoke debuff for 1 turn, which is after you book it, guys. It's gonna be 4 turn cooldown. For a rare, that's actually not bad, guys. Like, can help you on the faction war progress on the early game. And they place a strength buff on the all allies for 2 turn. Also place a counter attack buff on this champion for 2 turn. This skill going to be a 3 turn cooldown. Strength is the second best protection buff. First one is the elite protection. So very solid for the rare champion, guys. Can definitely help you against the lizardman, even the stage 21. Because strength gonna be definitely help you to protect against the getting one shot. Next champion, guys. This is the epic champion. This is the champion we need to sacrifice to get the fusion, guys. 4 of them. Okay, so keep that on your mind. She's epic, force affinity, attack type champion, and the Sylvan watcher. Attack when enemy has 50% chance of stealing 1 random buff from the target. Attack all enemy. Before attacking, remove all debuff from this champion. Self cleanse. And after you book 100% chance of removing random buff from all enemies. 3 turn cooldown. Just like, I wish like she cleansing, removing all the buff from all enemies, like for the epic champion. Like, there is lots of epic champion can do that, like kind of like weak in my opinion, guys. A1, my bad, A3 skill, attack one enemy. Damage increased by 30% if this champion has no active debuff, which is her A2 is cleansing her, so has no active. Okay, will also ignore unkillable buff if the champion has no active debuff, which is 4 turn cooldown after the book. And the passive skill, the champion accuracy increased by 50 if they have no active debuff, and the faction creep aura, ally attack 30%. Guys, this champion even bad for the faction war. I really don't recommend it, guys. Build her. Just if you're going for the fusion, don't feel bad. Just feed her and get the fusion. Now let's take a look at the legendaries. There you go, guys. First legendary champion. Maybe you guys noticed, but she's 9th Revenant champion. Actually, as a design wise, guys, looking pretty sick. I really like the design. So let's take a look if she's good, because there's a potential this champion can be next guarantee champion. She's from Night Revenant, legendary champion, magic affinity, and the defense type, guys. Okay, there's not many defense type champion on the Night Revenant. Attack one enemy, place an extra hit on enemies under decrease critical rate and the decrease critical damage, or the decrease critical damage debuff placed by this champion. Okay, the extra hit always a normal hit and will ignore 50% of the target defense. Also place increased defense buff of this champion for 2 turns. So it's like a Ragash ability, guys. Ragash Evan also place increased defense to himself. Obviously, you need to use your increased defense buff first if you are going to build her as a DPS. Which is the second hit condition is kind of weird to me. Cannot be critical attack. And gonna be ignore 50% target defense if they are under decrease crit rate and decrease critical damage buff. Debuff, my bad. This debuff are not everybody favorite debuff, like lots of the champion doesn't have this debuff. Most of us don't care about this debuff. I wish it's like decrease attack debuff. It's more popular, more champion have it. But it is what it is. So let's continue. A2 skill. Attack all enemies. Before attacking, increase the duration of the ally buff by 1 turn. Cool. Damage inflicted by this skill increased by 5% for each buff that had its duration increase. This skill has 3 turn cooldown, guys, after you book. So that's very interesting. So if there is gonna be like champion like Dodge or the Sif, especially Sif, Sif cast in 3 buff, I believe. I actually guys don't remember. It must be 3. It must be 3. There you go. Block debuff, increase defense, and increase speed. So she's gonna cast like 3 of them for the each your ally, and she's gonna be increase it. So 5% for each of them. So for one champion, it's gonna be 15% damage increase, guys. So there's gonna be 4 champion in the field. 15% like what? Sorry, my mathematics is bad. 15 multiplier for 60% damage increase. That's actually looking very solid in the paper. Obviously, if we are talking about the DPS, we need to see her multiplier as well. But this skill is actually looking not bad, guys. Okay. What about A3? Place a reflect damage buff on the all allies 2 turn, and ally protection buff all allies except this champion for 2 turn. Also place a strength buff and increased resist buff on this champion for 2 turn. It's going to be 3 turn cooldown after the book. This ally protection and the strength is reminds me of Ursuga, guys. Ursuga kind of doing the same thing. She's placed a ally protection and she's placed a strength buff to herself. So it is. But that's kind of a little bit tricky part about this champion, guys. You know, like champion like Arix, for example, which is the same faction. Maybe in the future for the Unity champion, you know. So Arix also plays a ally protection buff, right, guys? But Arix's main job is the DPS. So maybe you guys doesn't know that, but this game has a hidden mechanic. Not hidden mechanic, but this is how is the game design. Champion who cast an ally protection cannot be a high critical damage, because ally protection champion are absorbing damage your team taken. For some reason, if they are have a high critical damage, guys, so like you are gonna build Arix high critical damage. So if you are gonna place ally protection, she basically gonna get a one shot, guys. Okay, so they are gonna take a more damage. Same rule apply in here. So if you are gonna build her like as a DPS because of the A2 skill, this using A3 skill gonna be risky. So keep that on your mind. Passive skill: whenever an ally under reflect damage buff attack, place a 30% decrease critical rate debuff or 30% decrease critical damage debuff on the attacker for 2 turns. This effect cannot be resisted. So that's good. You don't have to worry about the give her accuracy. So this passive skill makes sense with the A1 right now, you know. It's saying cannot be resisted, guys, but can be blocked by block debuff. So keep that on your mind. The second bad thing about that one, because it cannot be resisted, there is a high chance this champion become a ship, guys. So I know that whenever they released the ship first time, guys, I was using Krisk in my arena team actually. And if you guys doesn't know, Krisk passive skill has similar stuff. So whenever somebody attack the Krisk, guys, he's placing decreased defense and the decreased attack debuff on the attacker. Obviously, this is also working for anybody on your team. So not only the Krisk. So there's a high chance like whenever enemy attack your champion in your team, while the reflect damage buff on your ally is active, there is a chance if the champion who attacking you have a ship blessing, she can become a ship. Keep that on your mind. And increase ally defense, albeit to 25%, not bad aura. So she's like, we need to see this multiplier, guys, on the A2. You can still use her without using the A3 skill, to be honest, you know, if you are scared of the ship. Is she have any more potential beside the Hydra? Maybe Amuse Boss. Amuse Boss can be solid actually. That's all about it, guys. Okay, there we go, guys. New Sylvan Watcher legendary champion, and he's actually looking very bonkers, you know. Let's see, is he bonkers? So guys, he's from Sylvan Watcher, sport champion, force affinity, and the legendary. His A1 skill: attack one enemy twice, each hit 35% chance of place a freeze debuff for 1 turn. If the target is less than 50% HP, this debuff cannot be resisted. After reboot, guys, the chance is gonna be 50%. Obviously, the second part, like you cannot build him for the, if you are thinking like Fahrenheit hard difficulty, you cannot build him like no accuracy, guys, you know, because otherwise, like when the boss has a his HP is more than 50%, you will need the accuracy for that. So, but whenever we read the rest of his kit, guys, you will understand where to use him. Okay, A2 skill, guys. Place a increase attack buff on the all allies by 2 turn. Also has 80% chance of to place a perfect whale buff on the all allies except the champion for 2 turns. Then fill the all allies turn meter by 15%. Your chance of to place a perfect whale is going to be 100% after you book, and the cooldown is 4 turns. So there is not many perfect whale champion in this game, guys. Okay, there's a Dutch, there's a Rector, like epic version. Now we are getting a champion very close to the Duchess, guys. Okay, stay with me. A 3 skill, guys. Revive all dead allies by 40% HP and 25% turn meter fill. Also place increase accuracy buff and increase defense buff on all allies for 3 turn. 3 turn. This buff will be placed even if no allies we are revived. So basically you are able to use that skill even your ally is not dead, guys. It's bad for the auto, but in these days, yes, this champion actually solid for the Hydra. We are doing manual on the Hydra, most of us, because of the clash. So you don't have to worry about that much. If no allies we are revived by this skill, grant this champion extra turn. This skill has 7 turn cooldown, guys. After you book, it's going to be 4 turn cooldown, yeah. But if there is no dead ally, it's basically 3 turn cooldown, guys, because he's getting extra turn, okay? We are going to talk about the skill detail. Let me finish the rest of this skill. Allies under perfect whale buff placed by this champion deal 10% more damage. Allies under perfect whale buff placed by this champion deal an additional 10% damage to enemies under whale or the perfect whale buff. Second part is kind of tricky, like Hydra need to steal perfect whale from you, stuff like that. But first part, like 10% extra damage, very solid, guys. And he have a speed aura in the all battle 19%. So first of all, guys, this is actually first perfect whale champion, which is AoE perfect whale champion for 2 turn, has 3 turn cooldown. Let me explain you first. So you are beginning of the fight, you are going to start the A2 skill, guys. So this skill has a 4 turn cooldown, right? Then you are going to use the A3 skill because you are going to get an extra turn if there is no dead ally. This cooldown is going to be extra 1 turn reduction. So every 3 turn you basically can use that skill. The increase attack and the increase defense buff. So in the Hydra, some teams has like attack DPS, which need an increased attack buff, and some DPS like Harima, I'm using her, you guys know me. Harima need the increased defense buff, right, guys? So can be very good for them as well. You know, if your Mitrella belong to the another team, because we need a 3 team on the Hydra. So also the increased accuracy buff, which is 3 turn, guys. So he can keep your team under increased defense and increased accuracy buff unless the Hydra steal from you, unless you have a dead ally, stuff like that. And most importantly, your ally is gonna deal 10% more damage. Guys, actually, just talking about on the Hydra, he's better than Dutch. Not sure you guys still using Dutch on your team. Maybe you replace her with the Shamal, stuff like that. But this champion, guys, definitely way better than the Dutch for the Hydra wise. Obviously, early game, mid game, like he have a AoE revive, you know, like he have a loss of the great buff. You can still use him like anywhere in the game. This is one of the solid champion. The difference between him and the Dutch, this A2 skill over there, guys, Dutch plays a block debuff as well. He doesn't have a block debuff set left, but still very solid champion. If this is a guarantee, depends your account, guys, but if you are struggling on the game, getting him definitely can help you. The one thing about A1, this A1 doesn't make sense at all, guys. Like A1 really bad ability like, I mean, maybe you can make a team, you know, like for the Fire Knight, not try to control him, but Fire Knight gonna be attack you, so you are gonna attack him back, stuff like that. Maybe can make sense, but still, like, chances very low. I won't count on him on the Fire Knight. Guys, we are getting new Void Legendary Champion on the Dwarf faction. Let's take a look at her. She's Dwarf Sport Champion, guys. Void Legendary. Attack one enemy. Has 50% chance of the instantly activated continuous heal buff on the each ally. The chance is going to be 60% after you book. Pretty meh, you know, A1 skill, to be honest. A 2 ability, place a increased speed buff and the 2 continuous heal buff on the all allies for 2 turn. Also fill turn meter of the all allies by 20%. After you book, guys, this skill has a 3 turn cooldown. Increase build, continuously buff, build tormentor. This kind of stuff doesn't make sense at all, but on the early game, mid game guys, like she can be nice protection champion, you know, like she can keep you alive from this heal. But like end game perspective, this skill has no usage, guys. Okay, maybe Amuse actually, but continuously actually risk on the Amuse, guys, because Amuse second form is replaced them by heal reduction debuff. So be careful what you're doing, okay? Which is her her A1 is the instant activated. Okay, my bad. I thought it's a place. Okay, A3 skill. A3 is not bad. Revive all dead allies by 50% HP and 50% Tormentor. Then team up with all allies revive by this skill to attack enemy with the lowest HP. The allies joining the attack will use their default skill. This skill has 4 turn cooldown. To be honest, like for a very condition skill, for a void legendary, I was waiting like 3 turn cooldown at least. You know, like because the ally we join the ally attack has to be dead, right? So again, guys, like I'm not big fan of her so far. Again, maybe Amuse boss, Curse City, but we are talking about void legendary. They need to be better than just for one specific boss, you know. Which is you cannot use them forever. Condition need to be tell you like you can use the dwarf with dwarfs, you know. Her passive skill, whenever a continuous buff activates on any ally, fill the thermometer of the all allies by 5%. That's not bad. At the end of this champion turn, increase the duration of the continuous buff random ally except the champion for 1 turn. That's bad for the Amuse, like I said. Continuous gonna be replaced by heal reduction debuff. And the Shiva ally speed albedo 19%. As we are talking about void Lego. We are talking about a void Lego you don't wanna pull in here, guys. I'm not big fan of her. I don't wanna pull her. I don't know where you can use her beside the Amuse, but Amuse gonna be risky. You know, depends rest of your team obviously. Obviously, early game, mid game can help you a lot, guys. Don't worry about it. Like she have an insane Terminator field and the insane heal with the revive. But beside that, end game perspective, she's a garbage. All right, there we go, guys. The juicy part of the upcoming champion. As you guys see, he's carrying the banner. So he's a Barbarian Unity champion, guys. Barbarian. I don't feel good about him, but let's take a look at his skill. Dune Lord Gregor, nice name. He's legendary champion, Force Affinity, defense type, Barbarian faction. So his skill are very long, guys. Stay with me. Grab your coffee if you guys haven't yet. Attack one enemy. Has a 50% chance of the place a provoke debuff 1 turn. Okay. Attack all enemy. Decrease the duration of the all enemy buff by 1 turn and increase duration of the all ally buff by 1 turn. Also place a shield buff on the all allies for 2 turn, equal to 20% of this champion max HP. After the book, this skill going to be 3 turn cooldown, solid in general, solid in the arena, solid in the Hydra, you know, stuff like that. And A3 skill, guys, which is this is where the unity part is coming. Place a increase attack buff and increase accuracy buff on all allies by 2 turn. Okay, let's just talk about this skill right now. Increase attack, alright. Increase accuracy. Increase accuracy is a little bit sus, guys, you know. Barbarian, we recently got a not broken champion there, you know. Which is he's already not broken. Giving him increase accuracy buff will definitely not gonna make him more broken, right? So nobody can resist him anymore if they are using this unity champion with him, which is, I'm gonna give you a couple of examples which champion you can use with him on this faction, guys. So beside the rest of the unity champion, you know, we was struggling to find same faction champion to fill the arena team, but in this faction, I think we already have a solid teams we can use with him. So increase attack and increase accuracy buff is definitely going to help champion like Armans and champion like Xena if we have, you know. So we already have a 2 solid champion in this faction, but again, like we just started, guys. Okay, Barbarian Unity. Let's talk about the Unity champion right now, guys. Okay, decrease the cooldown of all ally skill except this champion by 1 turn. just place a one faction ally. You are gonna be unlocked him. So basically, if you are using him with the Armans, let's say Armas go first, right? He's a fast champion, right? Then he got a turn, boom, cooldown reset. Nice, right? Sounds definitely balanced, right, guys? But that's just one faction ally. If we have two faction ally, guys, fill the turn meter of the all allies by 20%. So he's not only going to reset your cooldown, he's also going to fill your cooldown. It's like a Kaimar. Third faction ally activates an instant turn effect on the ally with the highest C damage, except this champion. So this skill has 6 turn cooldown. After the book is 4 turn cooldown. So highest critical damage champion in this faction, either gonna be Xena, guys, can be Turvolt as well. Solid actually, you know, they are good DPS champion, or can be Alas as well, which is he's also very strong mythical champion, guys, and he's from Barbarian faction. Like even you can use him like guys like with a third part guy. To be honest, like first two part is insanely strong, you know, like even to be honest, like you can use them like just one faction ally, you know, just use them with armas. It's still gonna be so broken, guys. Okay, that was A3. There is still A4. Yeah, passive skill. Yeah, there is more, guys. Okay. I told you, grab your coffee. When somebody attack him, guys, there is 20% chance to place a provoke debuff on the attacker by 1 turn. Occurs per hit. That's not a big deal, to be honest. Which is you need to give him accuracy for that. Which is bad maybe, you know, against the ship meta. So let's talk about the faction ally unity skill right now. One faction ally deal 25% more damage. Enemies under stun. Oh, wow. Wow. I wonder who can stun them. Sleep, fear, true fear, provoke, freeze, and purification debuffs. If there are multiple champion on the team with this skill, this effect will only activate once. I mean, okay, makes sense. Like if there is like 2 unity champion, guys, that's what they are trying to say. So basically, your Mr. No Broken champion gonna get a turn. He plays a stun debuff. Then your Xena gonna deal 25%, right? More damage on them. Not broken at all. 2 faction ally. Allies ignore 50% target defense when applying stun. Sleep. Fear, true fear, provoke, freeze, and purification debuff. Like, if you are using with the Xena and the Armans, like, you don't even need that skill, guys. Because he's passively gonna be give your Armans 50% ignore resistance ability. This is, I would like to say something, but I cannot say it's a YouTube, okay? But maybe you guys can understand that. Yeah, nobody can resist that. Nobody can resist that, okay? Like, nobody can resist that. This is stupidly strong. 3 faction ally when counter-attacking, instant effect, and the debuff placed by ally skill cannot be resisted or blocked. To be honest, guys, like, this is, you know, like, when you counter-attack, you know, when Allah's Armas, my bad, using his counter-attack, can be accessory, can be masteries, his A1 skill cannot be resisted. This part is not that important, guys. So, to be honest, even 2 faction ally, like, first 2 abilities are insanely strong. So, you don't have to worry about the fill your team. So just place like Armans or the Xena or Armans Valkyrie, you know, more Tormentor manipulation. Armans Alas, you know, like combos like that gonna be insanely strong, guys. On the epic wise, we don't really have that great alternative on the end game perspective. But man, I think this is the best Unity champion we are getting, guys. And this is gonna be super broken. But it's not over yet. We have Aura, obviously. Increase ally defense in all battle by 25%. Increase ally accuracy all battle by 40. Only applies on the Barbarian champion. So let me know what you guys thinking about this not broken Unity champion for not broken champion in the game. Would you guys like to see their combo? Let me know, please. And here we go, guys. We are getting chicken. This is mythical champion, guys. Obviously from Skinwalker faction, and he's looking absolutely chicken. we talk about the ship with the Unity champion. Now we are going to talk about the chicken, guys. Let's take a look. His first one. He's a second mythical champion on the Skinwalker. The first one is one of the OG Skinwalker mythical champion, actually. The first mythical champion in the game, they release it. So Skinwalker getting the second one. And it's a chicken. Okay, this is the first form, guys. Attack one enemy, place a 30% decrease speed debuff for 2 turns. When counter-attacking, the damage inflicted by this skill is based off this champion defense and the enemy max HP. Interesting, this only like enemy max HP part is only apply if you counter-attacking. You can be a counter-attack buff, you can be a counter-attack accessories or the masteries to trigger that. But again, like second part, like enemy max HP is only when he counter-attack, okay? And ignore resistance after rebook, obviously. Attack all enemy, place a provoke debuff by 1 turn. If the target is boss, place a 2-turn provoke. So already great for the Hydra, guys, okay? Also place an unkillable buff on this champion for 1 turn and the counter attack buff on them for 2 turn. So if a self buff as well, you can make him like a hybrid champion, maybe like a Mauli, you know. Mauli provoke debuff. Also have a self buff coming with her. Let me show you real quickly. So reflect damage, it's only apply on her. So because of that, she's gonna be a 1 buff more than your ally. You can be have a mischief targeting. Default 3 turn cooldown, good. Fully restores all ally destroy max HP. Also place a revive on death buff and increase defense buff on the all allies for 2 turn. After the book, it's gonna be 3 turn cooldown. Okay. This is the metamorph skill, guys, and the passive skill reflects 50% of the damage this champion receives back to the attacker. If the attacker is the boss, 100% instead, guys, okay? Also heal this champion by 50% of the damage received. And his aura, defense battle, 35%, all battle. I mean, defense aura, all battle, excuse me. So first form is looking solid for the Hydra, guys, but doesn't looking that spicy so far. So let me grab my coffee and talk about the second form. Alright, guys, this is how he looks like on the second form. Not gonna lie, it's actually looking pretty sick compared to the first form. Thunder chicken right there. Let's see the skill, guys. Attack one enemy, place an extra hit on all enemies under decreased defense debuff, guys. Okay, so this skill actually looking very strong, guys, on the Hydra wise, because Hydra has like some damage reduction from the AoE attack. You know, if the champion is AoE attack, let me just give you example. Cubitus, for example, attack all enemy, like doesn't matter, he's gonna attack all enemy, right? But champion like Masalat, let me show you. Masalat A1, attack one enemy, blah blah, will then attack enemies under leech debuff. So he's basically gonna use his A1 separately enemies under leech debuff. So basically, guys, this is not attack all enemy. This is attack enemies under leech debuff. Okay, so skills like that bypass this protection from Hydra have, because they are theoretically not attack all enemy. Same thing apply in here, guys. He's gonna place an extra hit enemies under decrease defense debuff. So this skill can deal some damage, but again, before we say his multiplier, hard to say something. His A2, in the other hand, attack all enemy. So before attacking, place a decrease defense debuff, 2 turn. Damage increased by 10% for each enemy under a decrease defense debuff. Okay. Also still 20% target turn matter from each enemy. This skill defaultly have a 3 turn cooldown, which is good. Okay. Hydra was the last part. You cannot steal their turn matter, so not gonna be work. But the first 2 part is solid. Arena wise can be useful because decrease defense before attacking place a decrease defense. It actually reminds me of Ragash, guys. Ragash is very solid arena champion, you know. Attack an enemy before attacking decrease defense. So if you manage to land the decrease defense, you are pretty much gonna kill them. Obviously, there is a chance of to become a ship on the current meta. Keep that on your mind. A3 skill, attack an enemy, damage increased by 15% for each buff on each target. Decrease the duration of all enemy buff by 2 turn. Decrease the duration of the all enemy buff. Okay, wow. Decreasing enemy buff by 2 turn actually very solid, and he's gonna deal extra damage for each buff on the each target. I mean, this definitely much better for arena guys. Like Hydra wise, we are not gonna give them buff. That's the point, right? But still, the restoration of the enemy buff can be still work on the Hydra. But I feel like this is morely like PvP skill. That's the metamorph and the passive skill, guys. Okay. Enemies under decreased defense debuff cannot place a stun, sleep, fear, true fear, provoke, freeze, or fortification debuff on this champion. So they cannot control you if you land decreased defense on them. Okay. Doesn't matter who place a decreased defense. You can either use Madame series, stuff like that. Doesn't matter. Reset the cooldown of the Sandred Sky. Let me see which skill is that. A2 skill. Place a decreased defense debuff skill. If an enemy under decreased defense debuff is killed by this skill. Okay, this is not going to work on the Hydra guys because theoretically we are not killing the Hydra. We are cutting their head, but they are still alive somehow. Don't ask. But arena wise, so if you place a decreased defense, he pretty much going to kill the target. So because of that, his cooldown is going to be ready for the next turn. Same skill. Also reset cooldown of the Sonic Torture, which is the A3 skill. If an enemy under decreased defense debuff killed by this skill. Wait, he's resetting both of them? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Huh. I believe if you manage to kill them with that skill, it's gonna reset this cooldown. If you manage to kill that with this skill, it's gonna reset this cooldown, I believe. But the point is they need to be under decreased defense, so you need to use this skill first. Okay. Okay. And aura all battle 35%. I believe that was the old champion we mentioned, guys. Let me know who is your favorite. Mythical champion actually looking promising. But I feel like most of people gonna make a fun about his looks. But second form actually looking pretty sick. Thank you so much for the watching, guys. Catch you guys on the next time. Have a nice day. Bye.